Test is sponsored by We Are Wrestling. You can find
Make sure to subscribe, baby.
So this week on We Are Wrestling, we did have a episode taped for this week's episode. The wrestling news, there's nothing really special about it. And because of this breaking news that is happening as I'm recording this video, with Triple H announcing his retirement on a recent ESPN interview with Stephen A. Smith, Danny and I have decided that we are going to do a special episode of the We Are Wrestling talk show, just talking about Triple H and some of our favorite moments and what we think Triple H should do next. So, yeah, this is going to be very different because usually Danny and I on the We Are Wrestling talk show, we go on our video chat and, we talk nothing but wrestling. But in this case, we are doing it where I'm recording a video and he's recording a video because this weekend I have a lot of things going on. I'm going to a Blitzkrieg wrestling show as this video is exporting onto my computer. Well, the reaction video being uploaded, I'm going to be at Blitzkrieg, and Sunday, Danny and I both have a wrestling show that we're going to be going to, which will have a vlog coming out in a couple weeks. So we really don't have time to just meet up and talk about this. We promised the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that we would get a new episode up on Saturday because of our Travis Huckabee interview, which, if you guys are looking for a very underrated wrestler, go check out his interview. It's awesome. Get to know him a little bit and maybe even enjoy some of his work. But, yeah, I am going to let Danny start this off and give you guys his thoughts on the whole Triple H thing. And then once Danny is done, it will come back to me and I'll give you guys my thoughts on this.
What is going on, everybody? Danny back here for another video on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel today. We have a little bit of news, man, but before we get into that, make sure you guys follow me on my social media accounts. Links are in the description. Subscribe to the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel. We have a lot of cool things happening. We have our very first interview that is actually dropping the day that this news broke, man. So make sure you guys check that interview out with Travis Huckabee. I think it wasn't bad for our very first time interviewing somebody and interviewing a pro wrestler or whatever, trying to get into the mind of what these athletes go through. So very cool interview. Check it out. That should be on the channel either shortly after you guys see this or before. Anyway, man, for the last week or so, me and Donnie have been, contemplating on what we were going to do on the We Are Wrestling talk show. There hasn't really been any kind of news. Everything that has been newsworthy, related, involved with pro wrestling has been about Cody Rhodes. As you guys know, Cody Rhodes apparently last Monday signed a contract to come to WWE, and he is scheduled to be at Mania. That's all the news that has been going on over the last couple of weeks. And leading up to Mania, that's not really good, man. A week or two before Mania, it's supposed to be a very newsworthy time frame. Unfortunately, it hasn't been. But today, man, we're not the only ones talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. Sean Ross Sapp is talking about it. Wrestling Inc. is talking about it. WWE posted about it. Triple H took to social media earlier today to promote an interview that he did with this guy, Stephen A. Smith from ESPN. Now, if you guys don't know me, I'm not that much of a sports person. I don't watch football. I don't watch basketball. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch any of that stuff. I'm a pro wrestling fan, man. I don't even really watch UFC. Should I? I don't know. Maybe. It's a little boring to me. I like the theatrics of pro wrestling. That's what I grew up on. Anyway, man, so as you guys know, a couple months ago, Triple H, he went into the hospital for a heart procedure. He had some kind of heart issue. Nobody knew exactly what it was. Everybody was saying that it was a heart attack. I'm going to read you guys a little bit of insert of the interview. And you guys can let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on what Triple H said in this interview. And I quote, "I had viral pneumonia," Triple H recalled. "My lungs were inflamed. And as the next couple of days went on, I got home and it increasingly got worse. My wife saw some blood and stuff that I was coughing up. I went and got checked, and it was coming from a viral pneumonia. But I had fluid in my lungs. I had some fluid around my heart, so they followed it up on, did an EKG and an echo and everything. And basically, the way your heart pumps out 55 to 65% of your ejection fraction is a good number. I was at 30, and I got a quick text message saying, don't take time, pack a bag real quick, head to the emergency room, I'll fill you in on the way. So by the time I got to the emergency room, my ejection fraction had gone down to 22, Triple H continued, which I was in heart failure. Bad. By the next morning, as they figured out that evening, by the next morning, as they got the MRI done, they were sending me in for a heart cath. My ejection fraction was down to 12. So I was nosediving and sort of at the 1 yard line of where you want to be, or where you don't really want to be, for your family and for your future. Triple H was going through heart failure, man. And he later on states he has a defibrillator in his chest. He had heart surgery. And he officially announced his retirement from in-ring competition. Triple H had a hell of a career. You know, there's so many things that people can say and, you know, that people can, you know, take away from everything that Triple H did in the pro wrestling business. Way back when he came in around 95, 96 with the Hunter Helmsley gimmick, you know, came out like a rich dude from England. And then he went on to form DX, one of the most influential fractions in the entire world of pro wrestling. Very instrumental in the Attitude Era. We saw him team up with the likes of Stone Cold Steve Austin. He had feuds with The Rock, Taker, Kane, Kurt Angle, obviously. It's sad to think, man, because Triple H was a huge part of my childhood. Triple H, you know, just a lot of the memories that I have from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, watching pro wrestling and just basically watching and reliving a lot of those memories. Like, you know, you go back every so often, you go down the rabbit hole or whatever, you know, on the WWE network, and, you know, you watch like old Raws and old SmackDowns or old pay-per-views or whatever, and you just remember, like, you know, like all those memories from back then, you know, start to get refreshing in your memory. And the dude has done more in the pro wrestling business than I feel like he gets a lot of credit for. He was a main factor for the reason why NXT was so successful. And then Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard and Johnny Laurinaitis and everybody involved has turned it into a big pile of shit. People used to make jokes, man, around the time that it first came out that Triple H was having some kind of health crisis. You know, people on podcasts and everything were, you know, saying that it's because of Vince McMahon, it's because of Bruce Pritchard, it's because of what they did and how they ruined NXT, as to why Triple H is going through this health crisis, because he was losing his fucking mind. He was all stressed out. I mean, could that have played some kind of a factor? Who knows? I'm not going to sit here and say for 100% fact that I know exactly that is part of the reason. I know, you know, when you're under a lot of stress, that does, you know, weigh down a lot on like your heart and, you know, other, it does lead to issues. It's just sad to say, man. And I don't want to sit here and talk about like Triple H like he's dead. He's not. I'm glad he's retired, you know, because I know that he's doing it out of his health. You know, he can't do this anymore. Now, does that necessarily mean that he'll never be on WWE television again? No. Do I see that happening anytime soon? Absolutely not. He might show up, do like a little backstage thing at WrestleMania. Obviously, he's going to be there. His whole family's going to be there. It's the biggest show of the year. Even though this year, to me personally, sucks. But Triple H is the King of Kings. Triple H is one of those guys, man, that just so many memories, man. From beating up The Undertaker and Kane, beating up Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, throwing or back body dropping Mick Foley through the cage at No Way Out and having him land through the fucking ring. I mean, there's so much you can say, there's so much you can digest, and there's so much you can research going into his entire career. and even him as terrorizing back in WCW, way back in the day. I didn't really see his WCW run. I was a little too young. I was born in 1990, and I think he debuted in 92. So I didn't really see that, but I have, over the years, I have watched some clips and stuff like that. So I do know about his terrorizing days. He probably wants to forget. I better stop talking about it, because that might give him another heart attack, having to relive those horrible fucking WCW days. Anyway, man, Triple H, awesome, man. Is he going to go in the Hall of Fame by himself? He's in the Hall of Fame right now with DX. Are we going to possibly see him either this year or next year in the Hall of Fame as just like a solo act? Even though he was the founding member of DX, one of the most influential factions in the pro wrestling business, like I previously said. But I feel like he succeeded more when it was just him solo. Or when it was, the McMahon-Helmsley regime, with Road Dogg and X-Pac, outside of the DX thing that they had going on. There's so much you can say, man, like I said. But Triple H is retired. It's big news. Everybody's talking about it.
Triple H has had one hell of a wrestling career. One of the best, I think. Some of the Mania matches that he has put on with likes of Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Sting, the list goes on, have been nothing but classics. And Triple H has just had one of those great careers. Started off as Hunter Hearst Helmsley, really underrated character in the 90s, and of course D-Generation X, one of the most iconic factions of all time. And Triple H really molded himself into Triple H. And we got to see him have some of the best world championship title runs as a babyface, as one of the most hated heels on the roster during the Ruthless Aggression era. Triple H has done it all, and it's absolutely crazy that I got to grow up watching Triple H. He was one of those guys that I literally grew up watching wrestling. He was one of the reasons why I fell in love with wrestling. And it's crazy because in WWE, he has done so much, winning so many championships, 14-time freaking world champion. He's won the Royal Rumble. He has had some of the best matches and storylines ever. Some of the storylines for me that really stand out was his storyline with Batista, starting when they were part of Evolution, to Batista's last match. Triple H versus Randy Orton has always been one of my favorites as well. Even when they decided to break up with Evolution, and then, of course, their rivalry in 2009 when Randy Orton, made out with Stephanie McMahon and RKO, or punt kicked Vince McMahon in the skull, and Triple H going into Randy Orton's house. That was one of the best storylines that I really enjoyed. And Triple H's work has been absolutely amazing. He has always evolved his game, and he's always been able to get better through the years. And it's like, watching Triple H's last match, he was really not out of it, and I think a lot of us, are pretty shocked by this retirement announcement, as he should retire, because the heart is no joke at all. And I'm glad that Triple H, took time away from everything for about 6 months to really focus on his health. Because honestly, your family and your health are the first two most important things. And I'm glad that Triple H kind of took a step back. I really hope that we still get Triple H on our WWE TV, because even when Triple H is not wrestling, he's still one of the most entertaining performers out there. All the DX stuff that he's done has been classics. All the friggin' promos that he's cut have been classics. And of course, his iconic entrance. Nobody can come close. From, My Time to The Game to King of Kings. It's been absolutely crazy to see Triple H evolve into a once-in-a-lifetime generational superstar. He is easily one of the GOATs in not professional wrestling, in sports entertainment. And it's so cool that literally as a kid, I grew up watching Triple H all the way until he announces in-ring retirement. And what I want to say is, thank you, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Thank you, Triple H, for everything you've done for the WWE and everything you've done for not only your colleagues that you work with, but us. We are wrestling maniacs out there. The WWE Universe. Everything you've done for this thing that we love so much. You have contributed and gave everything you've had to this for over 20 years, going from WCW to WWE, and you are next to, take over World Wrestling Entertainment. And what you did with NXT, the black and gold brand, was something that nobody can ever take away from you, just like all the accomplishments that you made in your wrestling career. And I really am excited to see what's next for Triple H, because I feel like WWE Creative, they really could use Triple H's mindset. And they could really use some of, Triple H's ideas, because what this man did for the black and gold brand was absolutely amazing to see. And it sucks that the reason why they, changed this whole thing to 2.0 is because friggin' Vince McMahon wanted to go to war with AEW when they didn't even have to go to war with them. It sucks that Triple H has to retire from the wrestling ring. He was easily one of the best. The pedigree will always be one of the greatest finishers out there. He made that sledgehammer famous. And of course, he also made the whole suck it thing famous as well. But I'm excited to see what's next for him. I have always been such a fan of Triple H and his work, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Triple H, for making my childhood so awesome. Whether it was, hating you when you would cheat to win your matches, or me loving you when you would come out and, your iconic entrance with the water bottle and just, spit it right out while everybody has their eyes right at you. Thank you for everything you did for WWE.
Anyway, guys, that's it for me. As I previously said at the beginning of this video, follow me on my social media accounts, my Facebook, my Instagram. All the links will be in the description. Subscribe to my solo YouTube channels. I just literally made a new YouTube channel for the Two Sticks to Pure Rage podcast. It's TSPR Network. So if you just search that up on YouTube, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. I'm sure it'll be in the description as well. Thank you guys all so much. And leave me and Donnie some of your thoughts in the comment section below of some of your favorite or some of your fondest Triple H moments, man. I want to hear it. Donnie wants to hear it. Until next time, man. I'll see you next time.
If you guys love this sport like, Danny and I, help support this channel by hitting that subscribe button now and turning on the post notifications. And let us know in the comment section below what you guys, some of your favorite Triple H moments out there, because there are so freaking many. And I think, in a few weeks, Danny and I were definitely going to have to make a video and maybe do a top list of Triple H greatest moments or something. But let us know what you guys, some of your favorite moments. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and of course, you already know, we are taking over. Peace.